welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk more Godzilla. And depending on when I put this up, which is likely to be Wednesday, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen between this past weekend and this video. Because this past weekend, what I wanted to talk about in this video was another TV spot that they dropped at WonderCon that showed even more new footage. And whether or not we actually get to see that during the week, well, we'll find out, you know, at least as per the time this video is put up. Probably if they do show it and they do put it online, it's likely that I will break it down and talk about it, so you can just forget that part. But really what I wanted to focus on were the Titans, because there was something said in that TV spot, something that we've had confirmed before, but maybe not to the amount, and that's the amount of Titans that are in the movie. There's a scene where Dr. Serizawa says there are 17 of them, and if you take away the 4 main ones, that makes 13. Now, this is around, I believe, the amount that we were told back shortly thereafter Comic-Con. It might be a little bit less. I think before we thought there were 13 minus the 4, which made 9, but actually there's 17 minus the 4, which makes 13. And we've only really seen, if you want to talk about getting a good shot, we've only actually seen one, and that's the one that comes out of the ground, the mountain. And then there's the other one that you can see these claws coming out the ground, but we really haven't gotten a good shot of that. Now, I know, there's a chance this could be Vishnu and Taligan, right? Yeah, okay, had to throw that in there because I know somebody in the comment section is going to do it. But, excuse me, I'm just over here looking at my timer here, so my setup here is so different. But the Titans, my God. So I know there's still a lot of believers out there, or at least a lot of hopefuls that think there's a chance that we could see some Touhou Monsters. In fact, one of my last videos when we were talking about the Titans and I was going through the video and breaking down the last TV spot before this one, there was someone in the comment section who thought or seemed pretty certain that the monster coming out of the mountain was Anguirus. But if we're to believe what we're told, these will all be brand new monsters. There will be no Touhou originals in these monsters. Now, there's a chance we can get some monsters that look very similar to some of the Touhou monsters, but as of right now, I'm not going to get myself too worked up or too excited at the fact that maybe they're lying to us and we might get one. And not only that, I mean, if they're all if they're all originally created, I'm not against that. I mean, let's see what, you know, these guys come up with. I mean, the monster coming out of the mountain looks pretty intriguing. We haven't seen it full flesh, but it looks pretty dope. And considering that there may be a chance that even beyond Godzilla, that we might get other monster movies, which we already know we're getting at least one that's going to be starring Michael B. Jordan. Let's see what they got. You know what I mean? I kind of want to see some original creations. Who knows? Maybe one of these monsters can be a future foe for Godzilla if they decide to take the series forward after Kong versus Godzilla. So I'm pretty excited about 13 different Titans that we're going to see. And of course, we all know we're not going to see them in abundance. You know, each one's going to probably get a nice little hero shot cameo, but it at least sets the tone. And I firmly believe what Legendary are doing here is they are preparing, or at least setting up, a Destroy All Monsters. That's my opinion, and I'll tell you why. We already know that they said they have a desire to move forward with the series if these 2 movies do well. Now, so far, I have every bit of confidence that King of the Monsters is going to do pretty well. And I feel maybe not as confident, maybe slightly less, that Kong versus Godzilla will do well. The reason I don't have that much more confidence in King Kong versus Godzilla is simply because right now, the way this movie is panning out, the way it's beginning to look, the way they're setting up the epicness, it's going to be a hard follow-up for King Kong versus Godzilla. When you consider how they're setting up Ghidorah to be this epically strong monster, what is it that Kong brings to the table that is such a threat to Godzilla that he hasn't already dealt with, or to a greater extent? So, I mean, you know, with that said, I still do think there is a chance that both these movies are going to do good enough to warrant the series going forward. Now, my prediction is if these movies do well, and there's money generated, and they decide to go on, I do think they'll probably do one last movie, and I do think it's going to be Destroy All Monsters. I think you're going to see these original Titans, depending on who survives this movie, you'll probably see them back. You know, like if Rodan survives, he'll be there. Mothra, if she survives, which is not likely, based on that damn blast she took to the face in the other TV spot, not likely. Ghidorah, I don't know. Will they kill him off? I would think they leave that open-ended. You know what I mean? I think they would leave that open-ended. I don't think they'll directly show him being killed. If anything, I think they'll show a hint that as messed up as he might be by the end of the movie, there's still a chance for him to survive. I don't think they're going to give too much detail into that, but I think we're going to see something, whether it's at the end of the movie or a mid-credit scene or an end-credit scene. I do think we're going to see something that will signify that there's a chance he can come back. They'll leave it open. That way, if they do decide to do a Destroy All Monsters, what better way to do it with King Ghidorah being the final boss, you know? Maybe he comes back more powerful this time around. So, I also think that if the movie goes on, if the series goes on, we could see a Destroyer. I really do think, I know a lot of you guys are probably surprised because I've criticized that monster so many times in the past, but it doesn't mean I don't like the monster. It doesn't mean that I don't think he's strong. I just, based on what I saw in the movie, I just felt he wasn't one of his strongest. But that doesn't mean that he won't be a good addition to the monsterverse. He's a crustacean monster. He looks very feasible in terms of his design. I think along with monsters like Baragon and Varan, you have, you know, those are monsters that I think fit the world pretty well. And, you know, if they do decide to kill off Ghidorah, they could bring in Destroyer as one of the main monsters in Destroy All Monsters. So I think there's a lot of potential. I think they're setting themselves up for something at the end of Kong versus Godzilla in case things go well and they're prepared to do another story. How many stories they do after that, I'm not sure. But I feel confident that would be at least the one story they would do if they were to do just one more MonsterVerse movie after King Kong versus Godzilla. And who knows, maybe that's the movie we do get to see Kong and Godzilla team up. Maybe their fight in Kong versus Godzilla goes to a stalemate. Who knows? I know there's a lot of people think they're going to team up and fight another monster. I think that's a fair possibility. A conclusion, one winner over one loser. I still think if they go that route, it might be Kong. I gotta be honest. And it's not because I don't have any faith in Godzilla. It's not because I don't want Godzilla to win. But this is America. This is Kong's territory. Universal is Kong's monster. And I don't think they're going to want to see him lose. But who knows what the contract stipulates. Something gave here. You know, I would think that Touhou probably did not want Godzilla to lose any fight against any other monster. So therefore, they might have even gone as far as putting that in the contract. I mean, we know that in the past, when there has been talks about Godzilla versus Gamera, that was one of the breakdowns of the talks, was who was going to win. And neither monster or neither side creative team wanted their monster to be the loser. So, you know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But 13 Titans, man, I am looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to those great designs. Or at least I'm assuming they're going to be great. Some of them might be crap. But I'm just excited to see what they come up with. You know, what kind of unique designs they come up with. And is there going to be something there that maybe looks familiar? Maybe it's not a Touhou monster, but they designed it in such a way where they didn't break the agreement, or they didn't, you know, have any copyright issues, but it's close enough for a hardcore fan to signify, hey, that looks like this monster, or that looks like that monster. So I think that's going to be interesting to see as well. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? 13 Titans. 13 Titans on top of the 4 monsters. 17 total monsters in this movie. Obviously, we know Godzilla, Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra are going to get all the, you know, the shine. They're going to get all the stardom. But there's still going to be 13 other monsters for us to witness. And I'm excited to see what that's all about. You know, I'm excited to see what they come up with. I want to know what you guys think about that. Sound off in the comments below. Until next video, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.